everyone knows. They eat babies. 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 Babies.
Oh, God, I was in my mid-20s.
Right.
The first time I really came over here. You know, I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
Right.
And nobody was really bothering to explain it to me.
They don't.
And I formed a bunch of opinions about the town and about the people in it that were like, surely that couldn't be, because a whole place can't be like, you know, Weird Town, you know, where the stranger wanders in and all the people are in the bar and they all shut up when he looks at them and they tell you don't go into the house on the hill. And it's like that. And then you go away and you think, no, I was wrong. I mean, that's insane thinking. I'm paranoid. I imagined that stuff. It couldn't be the reason for why so-and-so was acting like it. Could it? And then you find out later on the track that you were exactly on track. That some of your worst nightmares were real at the time. And you think, it does rip your life to pieces if you'll let it.
Yeah.
And it's always pounding at the walls. These little guys, these little heathens with no soul downstairs with horns on their head with a battering ram trying to like beat your walls in.
Yeah.
It's cascading on you all the time. You can't get away from certain attitudes, from certain modes of behavior that this town and the industry dictate. No matter how strong you are going to be affected by this place. And I think it takes that kind of cockroach resilience to survive in this town. You have to make a deal with everyone else, and it's almost unspoken, that you are going to be fucked over at some point.
Warning. Due to the horrifying and satanic actions of our elites, today's episode is going to be rough. Viewers' discretion is strongly advised.
There it is. This is a Dissident Media production. DissidentMedia.net.
In a world where everything sucks, two men have the balls to laugh at it. This is The System is Down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with some more because we just watched what was left of Pam Bondi's soul leave her body on live television. Let's talk about it.
You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's fun-filled, lighthearted episode is brought to you by you, every one of you in the Downers Club. All of you. People like Bud Garrett, Pale Moonlight, Aaron Johnson, Michael McIntyre, James Strickland, William Ogle-Searcher, Nathan Gawk, Gilda Kate, Bob Seifert, Autumn, Sean, CD, Zachary, Maxwell, Kim Yuppie, Noah, JC, Justico, Pinord, Matt, Osmataz, Danielle, Sean, Luke, Picard, Level Zero, Rick Duran, Javari, Greg Costa, Ryan Mortensen, Tim Brown, Howie Stone, Nathan Sipes, Mary Rome, William Wells, many others. You want to get your name on that list, have it read incorrectly someday, go on over to patreon.com/The System is Down, where you'll get ad-free episodes, you'll get bonus episodes whenever we have time, and you'll get, you'll be supporting this show. You'll be supporting what we do here. If you like what you hear and you want to hear more of it, or you want it to just keep going and keep getting bigger and better and more beautiful, go support. Patreon.com/The System is Down. Now, I don't like to do life alone. As much of a loner hermit as I may be, I like to bring a sidekick, and when Dave isn't here, I gotta scrape the bottom of the barrel and see what I can come up with, and he's back. It's Craig. It's Couch Craig.
It's
Couch Craig. How's it going, man?
Oh,
you
it's
doing?
going great. I got my big boy set up kind of today.
Nice. Big boy setup, still lounging, still kicking it,
Yeah,
Remzo style,
but I got. Oh, that's like this.
slouching.
I need a pillow.
It's all
Yeah, I got a real microphone. I've got everything just piled on my coffee table, and because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna use my real stuff today. I have not used it. I haven't used this board to stream with at all ever. And I decided like 5 minutes before I'm gonna hook this shit up and like see if I can make it work. And thank God it worked because I didn't have a backup because I don't know where my earbuds are that I used last week. So
Oh, perfect. So it was this or just shouting at your web mic?
yeah, pretty much.
Cool. Well, yeah, we're just going to hop right in because there is so much to get to today. It was set up. We were going to, like we ended last week talking about the Epstein stuff relating to the Pizzagate stuff, and we might shout back to some of that stuff a bit here and there, but there's been so much that's happening now that it's hard to even get to talking about the past. So we had, first off, we had the Super Bowl.
We did have the Super Bowl.
That happened, and I'm not really inclined to talk about it in any way, shape, or form. It should be newsworthy, and if we end up having time to do an after party or whatever, maybe we can talk about the Super Bowl halftime shows and all the back and forths on that. I feel like all of that is a distraction and should not even be focused on. But go ahead and focus on it.
The only thing I want to point out about the Super Bowl is that my in-laws got on the I'm going to boycott the Super Bowl train because they heard somebody else say the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, they came over to our house to pick up some tools that we had borrowed from them. And then we had invited Mandy's sister over for the Super Bowl. Well, they stayed and chatted until Mandy's sister shows up, so they're chatting with them. Then the Super Bowl came on, and they chatted and watched. And then the halftime show that they were boycotting came on, and they watched that, and that boycott worked out.
What a boycott. Yep.
Freaking fantastic. Yeah, it was great.
Well, they boycotted because they didn't watch it on their screen, so the NFL didn't get their money, but,
Gotcha.
still. Yeah, that's how that works.
Gotcha.
Again, like, there was the whole TPUSA anti-halftime show that Kid Rock played, and there was a bunch of stuff there. I have a lot of thoughts on that, actually, that I would like to get to, but it's just so unimportant compared to so many other things in the world right now, and it feels like entirely intentional distraction, so we're not going to be distracted by it. The only thing I want to point out has nothing to do with Bad Bunny or Kid Rock or anything. It was Green Day's halftime performance, because Green Day, notorious punk rockers who were anti-fascist, KKK, Donald Trump, whatever, that we were, saying were stupid and gay like a year ago. I thought this was worth a mention because they did this at their little Super Bowl halftime dealio. Nope, we want the screen share. There we go. Here's this brief clip of Green Day.
The representative of Epstein's Island now has the floor.
Normally it says like the representative from, I don't know, something to DC or something has the floor. I don't remember the song, but it's a line from one of their old songs, and he changed it to the representative from Epstein Island has the floor. Now, this isn't to say that Green Day is now the morally pure punk rockers that we would all love them to be. They still did the very same no Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA, whatever, tired garbage. But I just wanted to bring this up because it's worth noting that, once again, the argument has just been handed to the left to be right on this thing. Like, it has never been easier to be punk rock because all Green Day has to say is, hey, if you don't like Epstein, you're bad. And everybody's like, yeah, fuck Trump. Like, it's never been easier for Green Day to get their message across. And on this one, this particular one, they are correct because Trump handed it to them.
And, I mean, he's not doing himself any favors because he's still a week later after our last episode where he wasn't doing himself any favors. Like, everything he says is basically that he's exonerated and all this shit. And yeah, we're just giving low-hanging fruit to these bottom feeders now that I think Green Day. What does Billy Joe Armstrong? Is he going for like the lesbian grandma look?
Yes.
Is
That's
that
what it would
what
appear
he's
to be
going
the
for?
case, yes.
Okay. Now I feel like Green Day back in the day was something because I mean they released American Idiot during the war on terrorism, and that was like huge back then.
Yeah.
Like I mean I'm sure they were. I'm surprised they didn't get booted out of the country like the Dixie Chicks pretty much did.
They seem to have an in.
But
They instead got a musical made out of it.
yeah, I'm not sure how that happened, but now it's just they're just doing the Robert De Niro thing. It's just like fuck Trump, yay! Everybody stands up and gives a standing ovation, and it's like,
Yeah.
Epstein Island is bad, yay!
Well, that one's fine
no
because that
shit.
one is bipartisan. Everybody who's honest, Trump side or not Trump side, should be able to agree that raping children to death is bad. This should
Yeah,
not be a
I would
bipartisan
think
issue.
so. You wouldn't think so, but somehow it became right against left thing, and then suddenly it was a left against the right thing, and I don't know where it's at today.
Oh,
I honestly don't know.
I'll tell you where it's at because I've had so many arguments with so many MAGA boomers over the last couple days who are just like, Thomas Massey is a do-nothing, blowhard grandstander, blah, blah, blah. And
No, he's the do something.
He's just pushing his theatrics on. They're saying this literally on the day that Massie posted in the morning a picture of like the sunrise, and he's always people make jokes about him being the DC's Frodo, and he's always going to Mordor. So he took a picture of the sunrise, and he's like, Mordor looks awfully ominous today, because that was the day that Massie was going to view the unredacted files. And they're like, Massie doesn't have any political power. He's literally on the way to doing the impossible in Mordor, and you're like, yeah, this is all theater, and why didn't he do this sooner? It's like, first off, it's not his fucking job. It's his job to make the laws. It's Trump's job to enforce the laws. He's doing Trump's job, the Department of Justice's job, the FBI's job, and he's still getting the MAGA boomers like, no, this is just theater. Move on. We spent too much time on this. Like, nope, you're just caught with your pants down and flailing. And it's almost like they all get the script at the same time.
Now, I do agree. I saw a Facebook post, so this is an original thought, but I do agree with the fact that we do need to move on from this looking into the Epstein files thing and get to the part where we are executing the people that are involved.
I saw that video too.
Yep. So we do need to move on in that
onward
direction.
and upward.
Like
yes.
move forward. Yes. We're not just let's just sweep this under. That's fine. Yeah, we released it. What more do you want? We want those fucking pedophiles in jail or executed. Like,
yep.
I don't understand how you can ask the question, well, what do you want from us? It's pretty fucking clear what we want from you. We want those people dead. That's it. And
at the very least, justice. Whatever justice is, which is probably death.
Yeah, you'll probably get kicked off YouTube because I'm going to keep saying over and over that these people need death. They just need fucking
let's
death.
not be too specific
Torture,
here.
Torture.
Stop it.
And death.
All right, let's go back to last week, because last week we said they eat babies, and probably I have seen a lot of people making the argument like, oh, you shouldn't overshoot because then it just discredits if you're saying crazy stuff. It makes it like that's what happened to Pizzagate and QAnon and all that, blah blah blah. Sure, there's something to that, but also in the 6 million documents that we have, like 75% of it's still redacted after it was ordered to be unredacted. And also when Thomas Massie went there, we'll get to a bunch of the specifics, but he said that there's still a shit ton that's not redacted illegally, unredacted after they were ordered to. But
yeah. And the funny thing is that they were supposed to redact the victims. So who are they considering the victims? The perpetrators that might be executed, or those now the victims? Because it's always from so and so to so. There was one that made it. I don't remember if I saved it, but it made it very clear that it seemed like they were intentionally redacting out Donald Trump's name because somebody went to write the word "don't" and mistyped and just wrote DON, and they redacted the word, and it was very clearly, if you read it read the sentences very clearly, the word was going to be "don't," and it's almost like it's like it.
It's the redacting Don T.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, it made it very, very clear that they're redacting Donald Trump's name intentionally. So he's only in 20,000, not like 800,000. I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah. The point I was going to make is I don't mean to over-sensationalize anything. If it's not true, I don't want to pretend like it is. And if we find out that they're not eating babies, then so be it. However, they are raping children to death. So, it's really neither here nor there what they do with their dining habits after, but they are consuming humans in one way or another. They're consuming souls. And I just want to throw back on that topic, too. Good old Roseanne, back when she was still based. She's kind of gone off the rails lately, but here's her a couple years ago talking to Tucker.
It's going to be the emperor went to Epstein Island and ate people. And they do that. They eat babies. That is not bullshit. And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh and they drink human blood. They do, Tucker. Stop staring at me like that.
You're freaking me out, man. Because you spent your life in the entertainment business, so I think you have some authority on this.
So many kids that I was in mental institutions with over the years, they are all from those cults. And they've covered it all up.
Was she in a mental institution?
Apparently more than one. I thought it was just funny how it rolls off the tongue. So many of the kids in the mental institutions I've been in over the years, yeah.
Go. Okay.
So take it with a grain of salt if you want, but, don't take my word for it. I don't have any evidence other than Hollywood A-list celebrities, and she's not the only one saying that that they do that.
Would you consider Roseanne an A-list celebrity?
Yes, because she's still a household name that everybody knows.
Fair enough. Was this before or after Tucker left Fox News?
I'm not sure.
I have to say it's got to be after. It's got to be after.
Yeah, I wouldn't think they'd even be having the conversation before, but yeah, he wasn't quite open. He
still looked like he was shitting his pants.
Right. He wasn't quite as red-pilled, or he hadn't gotten the orders to be red-pilled from the CIA yet, or whatever. I don't know. Whatever you think about Tucker. But, yeah, let's get into some Thomas Massie, because here is, after Thomas Massie and Rokana went into the, to view the files, apparently they only had 2 hours to view them. They will be going back.
6 million of them?
Well, they're not done. They'll be going back. They went in and, like I said, there was a bunch still redacted illegally, and they found in the 2 hours that they were there in these 3 million documents so far, they found 6 names that should not have been redacted, and they gave a whole lot of reasons why, and very illegally redacted. And keep your pants on, because we're going to get Pam Bondi. We're going to spend at least an hour talking about Pam Bondi's meltdown today, if you didn't catch it. But this is what happened before it on the files. What?
I did not catch it. I saw a couple little clips.
I didn't realize it was happening until it started happening all over the place, and I was like, holy shit, the plans have changed. So we'll get into that in just a bit. But here is Thomas Massie right after viewing the files.
I mean, what we're after is the men who Jeffrey Epstein trafficked women to. We want those names published. We're not out to embarrass people. And the problem is, we went in there hoping to see that in 302 forms. What we found out is those 302 forms were redacted before they got to the DOJ. So, but our legislation directs the FBI, which is the agency that produced those 302 forms, to also produce these documents. The Attorney General is ultimately responsible for that production, so that's why we're here at the DOJ to view these files. But there needs to be more information given in those 302s. So I was disappointed we didn't find that. But it's also clear, just sort of as a checking their homework, that they need to do a little more homework. There are 6 men. We went in there for 2 hours. There's millions of files, right? And in a couple of hours, we found 6 men whose names have been redacted, who are implicated in the way that the files are presented.
Activism, my question is, what's your message to Pam Bondi after what you saw today?
Need to do a little more work. And I would like, I mean, we'll see her at the Judiciary Committee here in a couple days.
So
Here's how you fix this. Congress has the power cut funding to the FBI until they do what they're told. It's that simple. I bet you the next next hour they start doing what they're told.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, shit might start to go south if if the FBI isn't doing whatever pointless bullshit they do. But yeah, just say, we said do this, you didn't do it. No more funding for you until you do.
Right. That's never gonna happen.
It's like a kid in their allowance. You don't do what you're told, you're not getting your fucking allowance.
Well, that's never going to happen because there's only like 3 people who are even pushing for this thing, or who got the amount of attention on this thing. There's a lot of people that signed on to it, especially a lot of Democrats. And again, yes, they're Democrats, and they're probably doing it just because they fucking hate Donald Trump. And if it was Joe Biden, they wouldn't be doing it against him. Sure, but again, you handed them the fucking argument. It's on you now, and now they have it to bludgeon you with. And they should, because we're not talking about political footballs. We're talking about children and rape.
Right.
So, yeah. Let's see. Lutnik was one of the main names that came out. And this guy is there's a whole lot to this guy that a lot of people have already spoken on, and he's kind of yesterday's news, and the news is moving so fast that it's whatever. But Howard Lutnik was in the files, and he was one of the names that I believe Massie put out there as well. And he has a history with Epstein. He, at one point, after Epstein got arrested, he said, like, I met him once. I was his neighbor. Like, they were neighbors. And he was like, I met him once, went to his house for dinner or for something. And when I left there, I immediately said to my wife, we're never going to see that man again because he is evil. And then if you look through the files, you can see that he, like, went to his island, like, after that, way after that, not only after that, but after Epstein had been convicted in the first, or whatever, the conviction and the let off or whatever in the first trial. After that, for sex crimes, he still had communications and still went to the island at least one time. And when asked about it, here's what he had to say.
Lutnik, I think you understand the root of concern here. It's the way you described very emphatically your first encounter with him in his apartment, said you were disgusted, would never have any contact with him again. Did you, in fact, make the visit to Jeffrey Epstein's private island?
I did have lunch with him as I was on a boat going across on a family vacation. My wife was with me, as were my 4 children and nannies. I had another couple they were there as well with their children, and we had lunch on the island. That is true, for an hour, and we left with all of my children, with my nannies and my wife, all together. We were on family vacation. We were not apart. To suggest there was anything untoward about that in 2012, I don't recall why we did it, but
Mr. Secretary, again.
Yeah, not a clue. It's like, all these dudes are trying to hide behind their wives and kids and stuff, and they're like, yeah, I was there, but my kids were there. It's like, do you realize that it doesn't make you look better that you not only went to Pedophile Island, but you took your kids to Pedophile Island?
But he did leave with all of his children.
If you ever find yourself having to specify that you brought your kids home from Pedophile Island, maybe you were in the wrong place.
I left with my children. All of them, to be specific.
All 3, 4, 4, right, yeah. All 4. It's amazing.
See, yeah, he can say, "Oh, it's nothing serious." It was like the same thing as Bill Gates last week. We played the video where he said, "Oh, you mean the lunch that we had? You mean the lunch? I had lunch with him." But
that's all it ever is
for
lunch.
him to start out and be like, "Well, when we left that place, we're like, we're never see he's evil. We're never gonna see him again." Oh, but yeah, that was just we had lunch with our children and my wife on his island. Okay, what happened to the fact that he was evil and you didn't want anything to ever do with him again? But it was just a convenient layover, a convenient like stopping point on your boat ride there, like
right.
Like is there no other place you could have had lunch in the Caribbean?
It must be like
there?
right in the middle of everything, because all the richest people just got to swing by on their way through town.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just a convenient like rest stop, right there. And yeah, there might be some weird stuff going on, but we just were really hungry.
Right. I don't remember why we were there. That's the thing. He's like, I don't remember why we were there, but it was him, his wife, his 4 kids, his friends, their kids, their nannies, like their fucking butler, their chef. Like, you don't remember why you were there? That seems like an awful big expense to forget.
Well, and Epstein's doesn't seem like reading through like Elon Musk's email and stuff like that. It's like he's just not there hanging out having lunch all the time. He's a busy man. He's going and raping kids all over the world. So that has to be something they scheduled ahead of time, I would think. It's not just like, hey,
Right.
Jeff, we're in the area of your neck of the Caribbean. Can we stop by for lunch?
Yep.
We're really famished.
Go for some pizza on the beach right now. Here's a fun one.
My cat won't leave me alone, so that's what the water bottle is.
Speaking of Elon, I just got to share this for a little bit of brevity.
We will have the most vulnerable, useful pizza. It'll be fun.
I run a multi-billion-dollar company. I don't have time for lame pizza parties. Got any minors?
This fucking idiot. Minors? What the heck? No way. We hate those and are not attracted to them. Just pizza or pasta. Understand?
Well, if it's a date you want, I would prefer French. Italian is too many carbohydrates, and I want to look cool and sexy for you, Mr. Epstein.
And my nipples chafe when I eat garlic bread. What the fuck is this guy's issue?
Good times. Now,
yeah, that sounds about like his level of on the spectrum.
pretty much, yeah. I love the idea that just Elon was just too autistic to understand, and he was like, I do want to be a part of that thing that I hear people are talking about, but he won't give me the invite to that party. He just keeps inviting me to the pizza party.
And I don't want pizza. I don't like pizza.
That's right. Now we're going to talk about Pam Bondi. She's had a rough time on the job lately, and if you've had a rough time on the job lately, perhaps you should call Lone Star Injury Attorneys.
The great William Shakespeare once said, "First thing we do, let's kill all the lawyers." That's right. It is common knowledge that literally no one in the known universe actually likes lawyers. That is, until they're saving your ass. Max the Axe at Lone Star Injury Attorneys is a professional ass saver. A rare breed, though he be a lawyer, he is indeed a principled libertarian, a defender of the injured and downtrodden, a supportive, faithful Downers Club member, my personal favorite, and a shockingly kind and hospitable fellow at an award-winning personal injury law firm. So if you've been injured on the job in an automobile accident or some other form of cattywampus beyond your personal control, visit LoneStarInjuryAttorneys.com or just Google Max the Axe for maximum results. Consultations are free and you don't pay a single dime unless you win. Go with the pros at LoneStarInjuryAttorneys.com and get your ass covered.
And we are back with very quiet sound effects. Here we go. Wait. There, and we're back. Hey, we're back.
The first one was a lackluster applause. It was like
pretty,
a golf clap.
Pretty weak. Here, I haven't given confetti in a while because you don't demand it like Dave does.
I didn't know that was an option to demand for. Now I do.
Oh, there's lots of options. Some of them don't even necessarily make sense. Like a goldfish that will perpetually swim across the screen until I stop it, or it'll start over. Now I got to get rid of the goldfish. Thanks for screwing it up. Go away. All right. Now, Pam Bondi. Craig, you didn't catch any of this Pam Bondi stuff, right?
I just saw the one quote everybody's quoting about bringing down the whole government, which to me that's perfectly.
I'm not even sure if I have that quote. I have like 150 other quotes.
So this is the one I saw. It says Pam Bondi warns that prosecuting everyone in Epstein files could destroy the system. Wait, is this the Pam Bondi that said like 3 weeks ago there were no Epstein files to begin with, and 4 weeks ago she said I have the files, we're working on it, and 5 weeks before that she said give me the file, but now then there were
the
no
through line's
files.
been a little bit hazy, yeah.
And now she's like, well, there's not files, but if we prosecute everybody that's not in those files, it could destroy the whole system.
That sounds like a confession of a whole lot of guilt to me, but
right.
There's
Now,
a couple of those in here. The main thing that I've seen
back
people...
Back to that quote first before you
Sure.
move on. I accept those terms.
Absolutely.
Completely and wholly.
I
if
support
the whole
them.
System is ran, whole
I don't just
system's
accept
ran
them,
by
I need them in my life. Yes.
Yes. Like I will go to absolute post-apocalyptic anarchy if it means getting these fucking if the whole system's ran by pedophiles and like, well, we can't get rid of them all because then who's going to run the system? Fuck it. Nobody.
If the system is run, if it's gasoline is baby's blood, then the system deserves to fail, and we will have to figure it out from there. But if the system requires the blood of infants, then the system needs to be dismantled.
Maybe this is the great reset we need.
Yeah, I think so. It's definitely something, and it's just crazy to think that all of this really is happening because of one dude who's just like, no, you got nothing on me, and I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to drive down there and keep saying no to your bullshit and keep saying yes to people who are honest and be a decent human among, like in a den of literal demons, and just be like, no. And if you watch like him coming out of these things when he's like, oh, I just think they need to do a little bit more homework, he's still just like the most kind Kentucky gentleman ever. Like, he just exposed that they were hiding and harboring pedophiles, and he's just like, I'm going to give him another chance to, you know, do the right thing, and if not, then I'll have to make the decision for you. And he did. He made the decision for you. But one of the main things I keep seeing people bring up about this Pam Bondi thing, I think this meme sums it up pretty well. As far as what happened in this Pam Bondi hearing. It says, Craig, do you want to read that meme?
It's kind of blurry. I can't read that meme. It's
All right.
kind of blurry. On my
Meme
screen.
guy says, hey, current admin, how are the Epstein files coming along? And here's Pam Bondi's response.
It's over. The Dow is out. The Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking
It's
about
a Trump
what does the Dow
speech.
have to do with anything? That's what they just
It's
asked.
just a Trump
Are
speech.
you kidding?
Mr.
That is definitely a Trump answer.
Yep.
It's like, well, but have you seen my numbers? Have you seen the economy lately? The economy is booming. It is fantastic. It's like, but we want to know about the Epstein file. But yeah, the Epstein, yeah. But
that is
but the- have you seen the economy?
100% of her responses. And I'm not even exaggerating. I don't think she answered a single question in this entire hearing. And it's
All she talked about was the Dow.
not
being up.
just the Dow, but her deflection, her Donald Trump-like deflection and shifting, pivoting into, yeah, but you didn't do this. Tom, like somebody asks, why haven't these names been released? Well, how come you didn't ask Merrick Garland that? It's like, no, just answer the fucking question. Yeah.
Because he's not here right now.
Yeah, this,
Go
ahead.
This sounds like, what was that douchebag's name last week that I couldn't pronounce his name?
You're going to have to be more specific. Donald Trump?
Cash Patel's. No, Cash Patel's.
Dan Vagina?
Yeah, that guy. Sounds like his answer is like, well, you guys did nothing, and I was there. You guys want to volunteer? There's open slots. You want to do it? It's all like, yeah, we're gonna do something until somebody calls you out on it. It's like, well, what did you do?
Right. And it's kind of
that's what we put you there for.
as pathetic as all of this is, it's kind of like, I don't know, just beautiful. And every time I say something positive about it, everybody's like, yeah, but they're not going to do anything. And I'm like, yeah, but guys, it's on full display now. Like, it's never, the emperor's ass has never been more bare and hanging out. Like, and it's beat red by Thomas Massie right now, live streamed, and everybody can see. And yeah, we're going to do, this is the longest of the clips that we have, so they won't all be this long, but this is Thomas Massie's, I think it's the majority of his bit, and he just Thomas Massied all over this bitch and really set the stage for everybody else. And that, like I said earlier, it's not just Massie, it's not just Republicans, it's not even just disaffected rhinos or whatever, libertarians or whatever you want to call them. Democrats are against it, Republicans are against it, and I don't think a lot of them would be saying anything right now if Thomas Massie didn't do this. And we've even got it all the way down to Jasmine Crockett made Pam Bondi look bad today, but which is really saying something. But here is Thomas Massie just wiping the floor to set the stage.
And from Kentucky is recognized.
May I respond very briefly to her statement?
Well, I think we can do that probably on one of our members' time.
Okay, thank you. I don't want that to get away. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Behind me, I have 3 documents from the DOJ production that are emblematic of the massive failure of the DOJ to comply with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. To my right is an email that was sent by the victims' lawyers to the DOJ. It was a list of names not to redact, a list of names not to release. What did the DOJ do with this email? They released this email in the document production. Literally the worst thing you could do to the survivors, you did. And they're getting phone calls. A lot of these people didn't want to be known. And we know you touched the document because you redacted one name and you redacted the lawyer's name, but you left the survivor's name there. The next document I want to show you.
Redacted even the lawyer's
in
name.
The title, the victims.
Like the lawyer wouldn't even have anything to hide. It's his job to be there.
Survivors' names, all right? The title of this one is Child Sex Trafficking. Co-conspirators, fully redacted. And by the
listed as child sex trafficking co-conspirators in the FBI documents, fully redacted. Like what? What more do you need to know? Like how could that possibly be a danger to the victims or national security that co-conspirators to child sex trafficking rings, their words, not mine, you can't know those.
Well, it goes back to what I said, like who are they defining as the victims? Because clearly they're unredacting the victims' names and redacting the people that we want to know who the fuck's involved. So they're like, oh, these people are just innocent. These people are just victims.
Right. It's almost like they want to like scare the victims. Like we're going to, if you keep pushing for this, we're going to keep pushing forward, making sure everybody knows who you are. Nope, not that button. Go back. Here we go.
And redact them here. Les Wexner is in this. Now your your deputy attorney general said, oh, well, he appears hundreds of times in the files, but he doesn't appear in this file until I forced you to release it, where he's listed as a co-conspirator, not to tax evasion, but to child sex trafficking, not to prostitution, not to money laundering, child sex trafficking.
Now keep that in mind, because that's going to come back. He said, now they will say, the response will be, that his name is listed in here thousands of times unredacted, but it was only redacted, like the point he's making is the one time you did redact it was when it directly said co-conspirator to child sex trafficking. It's like, that seems like a pretty important one to know why you redacted only that one. But keep in mind that he calls her game even before she gets a chance to play it.
And then finally, what we have here is the third exhibit that I have is emblematic of the FD 302 release. These are the documents that we need that you're holding on to and over-redacting because they have the names of the men who are implicated. How do we know? Because the survivors gave testimony to the FBI, and it's in there. And what happens when you go to the portal at the DOJ to look at what's behind this redaction?
It's all right.
Another redaction. So we can't even see them. And then there's some of these files you've pulled down from the website that we will never see because we can't search the redactions. So I have several questions for you. Who's responsible? Are you able to track who in your organization made this massive failure and released the victims' names? Are you able to track who it was that obscured Les Wexner's name as a co-conspirator in an FBI document? Do you have that kind of accountability?
I believe Wexner's name was listed more than 4,000 times.
Yeah, I already told you that. This is where he's
All right, we're going to try and get Craig back because I want him here for some of this. He's trying to get back in. I'm not sure what's going on. So let me see if I can put you guys just on hold for a little bit. If you guys want to listen to this not on hold, those versions in the future, you should go to patreon.com/the system is down. Now, 1 second. We'll be right back. Let me get Craig.
The tension's high, the game's getting tight. With every move, we're feeling the plight. But it's time to halt for just a wee bit. Nature calls, we gotta admit. Hold that thought, don't go away. Just a short interlude, we need to sway. A quick retreat, we'll soon be back. Refreshed and ready to stay on track. The controller's down, we can't deny. With bladder full, it's time to comply. A brief